All right, let's take a look at another problem where we have to figure out one of the coordinates of a point, and we have the other point, the x-coordinate, and the slope. So it's a more complex way of making sure that we're clear on the slope formula. Yeah, so let's get started. So the slope formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That's what it looks like. We don't usually say the slope equals this, but that's the slope formula, right? Okay. All that means is that we're going to subtract our y's and then subtract our x's and divide it. So here I've got the second y is y, and the first one is 8. So y minus 8 is the top. And then I've got my x's. So -6 minus -12. So I'm going to put plus. Minus a negative is 12 plus 12. I'm not even going to write minus negative together. I just want to, if it's minus a negative, to me, when I say it, I say minus negative. I just automatically make it a plus sign. It's just a good habit to be in. All right. So now that is equal to the slope. I mean, that is going to be our slope. And our slope here is -5/3. So let me write it in a nice little fraction where I can kind of see it there. There's different ways to solve this. So my first thought is, well, I know that -6 plus 12, I can rewrite that. I know that that is actually 12 minus 6. So I can replace that with just 6. And then I think I'm going to cross multiply here. There's different ways to do this, but if I cross multiply, I think that's going to be a pretty simple way to solve. So I'm going to have 3 times y minus 8 equals 6 times -5. All right, let's distribute. 3 times y is 3y, and 3 times -8 is -24. And 6 times -5 is -30. So now I'm down to a 2-step equation. And so I know I have to add or subtract first and then multiply or divide. So add or subtract. I'm going to add 24 to both sides. I get 3y equals 30 minus 24 is 6, and the 30 is negative, so it's -6. All right, so I've got 3y equals -6. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And that gives me 1y equals -2. So the value of y here is -2. So the instructions that this student who asked me about this problem, it does say to check your answers. So let's do that. All right, let's draw a line here. And let's see. We've got our 2 points here, and we're going to see if we get -5/3. So if I subtract our y's, we'd have -2 minus 8 over subtract our x's, -6 minus -12. Okay, -2 minus 8 is -10, and -6 plus 12 is 6. It's like 12 minus 6 is 6. Okay, so I've got to reduce that fraction. I've got a negative here. 10 is like 5 times 2, and 6 is like 3 times 2, and it's not negative. I don't know why I put a negative in front. Let me erase that. Okay, I also erased that line, didn't I? Didn't want to do that. There we go. Okay, so the 2's cancel. And that means that this is just -5/3 for the slope. And let's look back. Yeah, that's what we had over here. So it's correct. All right, very good. Whew. Okay, lots of algebra. This is like the most algebra problem ever. This is very, very algebra. I hope it helps. Have a great day.